Hey, sixth graders, we're going to go ahead and take a look at some more examples of two-step equations with integers, because I know sometimes those integers can throw us off because it's a lot to keep in mind, because not only do you need to keep your algebra steps in mind, but you also need to keep your integer rules in mind. So let's go ahead and recap how to combine all of this knowledge together. So recall, to solve two-step equations, there's more than one thing that we need to undo. So we need to keep in mind the order of undoing things. And the way that we undo things or reverse them is to use the reverse order of operations, or SADMEP is our little acronym for the backwards order of operations. PEMDAS backwards is SADMEP. So we're going to get rid of addition and subtraction first, followed by division and multiplication, and those parentheses is what we're going to get rid of last, because the P is last in SADMEP. If there are integers, we just need to keep our integer rules in mind. Remember, adding integers, remember the song. Same signs adding, keep, different signs subtract. Take the sign of the higher number, then you'll be exact. When you're subtracting integers, KCC it, which means you're going to add the opposite. Then you've got adding integers, which means you keep the song in mind again. Multiplying integers, keep in mind the bad guy battles. A positive times a positive is positive. Negative times a negative, the bad guys kill each other off, becomes positive. Bad guy wins, bad guy wins. Positive, bad guys kill each other off, bad guy wins, bad guy wins. So you just got to keep all of this in mind while also combining your algebra skills. So let's go ahead and jump into some different types of examples we might see. So we have negative 5x plus 14 is equal to negative 26. We've got a couple of negatives floating around. But let's go ahead and write SADMEP at the top so that we know what order we need to undo stuff. So I need to get rid of subtraction and addition first. So I need to get rid of the addition first by subtracting. Ooh, and here's a moment where we need to KCC, because you have a negative and you're subtracting. So that's actually going to be the same thing as plus a negative. So that gives us negative 40 is equal to negative 5x. Now we're done with our subtracting and adding. Now we need to undo division and multiplication. We undo our multiplication here by dividing. Negative 5 divided by negative 5 is positive 1. So I'm left with positive 1x is equal to positive 8, because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. The bad guys kill each other off. All right, let's do another example together. Okay, so let's take a look here. This is this one I think was a little tricky for you guys. This is a negative 9k. We do not want it to be negative 9k. We want to make those k's positive. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 9k to both sides. I'm going to bring it to the other side, because my negative 9k's and 9 positive k's, they cancel out, and I'm left with 6 equals 18 plus 9k. Now I have a nice two-step equation where my k's are now positive because I have a plus sign out in front. Now I'm going to get rid of my addition first by subtracting 18. 6 minus 18 is negative 12 is equal to 9k. I divide by 9. My 9's cancel out, and I would keep working underneath, but I'm running out of space. And we get k equals, let's see, 9 goes into 12 once, and there's 3 left over, and it's going to be negative, so that's negative 1 1/3 is our final answer. Let's take a look at a couple more examples. Let me shift this a little bit. 8p minus 5 minus 10p equals negative 17. So our first thing we need to do is combine like terms. And I have 8p's minus 10p's. That gives you negative 2p minus 5 equals negative 17. We're going to go ahead and get rid of the subtracting first. Adding 5 to both sides, we get negative 12 equals negative 2p. Divide by negative 2. P is equal to positive 6, because a negative divided by negative is positive. All right, so we have parentheses. That's what we need to undo last. So I'm going to get rid of my division of negative 3 first by multiplying by negative 3. My negative 3's cancel out. I get 6h minus 3 equals negative 15. Now I'm going to get rid of my subtracting first by adding. And I get negative 12 is equal to 6h. Now I get rid of multiplication by dividing. And I get h equals negative 2 because a negative divided by positive is a negative. Do a couple more together, and then I want you to tackle the backside on your own. Okay, here I have division and addition, but I have no grouping. So according to SADMEP, I need to get rid of my subtracting and adding first. So I need to get rid of this plus 18 by subtracting 18. And I get v over negative 4 is equal to 6. How do you get rid of division? You get rid of division by multiplying. So I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 4. That's negative 4 over 1. Those two cancel out. I'm left with v equals negative 24. And we can always check our work by plugging back in. Negative 24 divided by negative 4, that gives you 6. 6 plus 18 gives you the 24 that you needed. Okay, and this last one's a little complicated because we got a lot going on. The first thing I want us to do is to distribute. So we're going to simplify this side first. We get negative 10x plus 12x minus 8 is equal to negative 9. So all I did was distribute. I multiplied first. Now I'm going to go ahead and combine my like terms. I have negative 10x plus 12. Those combine to give you 2x minus 8 equals negative 9. Now I have a nice two-step equation. I get rid of subtraction first by adding. I get 2x equals negative 1 divided by 2. And x is equal to, well, it's right there. X is equal to negative 1/2. Sorry, I ran out of room there. But our final answer would be that x equals negative 1/2 or negative 0.5. So I want you to go ahead and tackle the backside with some of these more challenging integer problems. Remember, keep SADMEP in mind and keep your integer rules in mind. And you should be able to work your way to the correct final answer. And you can always check your work by plugging back in and using your order of operations to make sure you get whatever it needed to be equal to. And then you can check your answers on my completed version on the website.